The sky above our heads is about to get way more cluttered with space junk than it already is, increasing risk of collisions, atmospheric contamination, and a runaway doomsday scenario called Kessler syndrome that could put humanity's ability to operate in space at risk. Elon Musk just got the green light to double the number of Starlink satellites currently in orbit, and to have them operate closer to Earth than ever before. He's even started pushing the idea of building AI data centers in space, and he's not the only one coveting the real estate above our heads. As their numbers increase, satellites have to take special maneuvers to avoid possible collisions more frequently, like a giant game of Frogger with extremely high stakes, since all it takes is one small piece of space junk traveling tens of thousands of miles per hour to cause severe damage to critical space infrastructure, a scenario vividly depicted in the 2013 film Gravity. So how and why is this happening? How bad is it really? And what can be done about it? I spoke to CNET reporter Joe Supman, who's been covering Starlink for years, to find out.
5-6 years ago, there were only a couple thousand satellites in space total. And now Starlink just got approved for a total of 15,000 more.
The approval from Trump's FCC is a major win for Musk, but still only about half the total number of satellites SpaceX had requested. Starlink aims to provide a wireless internet option for underserved communities where it isn't economically feasible to run cables, and the recent approval also included the green light to bring its satellites down to an even lower orbit.
Putting their satellites in low Earth orbit was really Starlink's great innovation. Like, satellite internet has been around forever, but it's generally been really slow. The latency has been really bad. By moving them closer to Earth, it really cut out those problems. You could really have modern broadband speeds through satellite internet.
Bringing these satellites even lower is a trade-off that may improve some of the latency issues Starlink users have experienced, while also making the satellites more vulnerable to damage from solar storms. When these satellites do have issues or reach the end of their working life, they're designed to burn up in the atmosphere, a process with an environmental impact that's raising concerns about air pollution, global warming, and impacts to the ozone layer. There are currently about 40,000 objects in space being tracked by space agencies like NASA and the European Space Agency. But there's estimated to be over 1 million much smaller objects that aren't being tracked, capable of causing catastrophic damage due to the high speeds at which they are moving. Starlink also isn't the only actor that's moving thousands more satellites into low Earth orbit. Competition between corporations and countries has many others worried that they need to act now or miss out on the opportunity to claim their spot in this increasingly crowded space.
It's really turned into a geopolitical tool, I think. Like, especially you see it in like Ukraine or Iran or Russia. Like, Starlink has great control over whether these areas get internet. So I think these countries are now saying, like, well, why are we relying on this company to do this? Like, we need our own LEO satellites.
We're already seeing the effects of this increasing density of material in low Earth orbit. The threat to aircraft from space junk is increasing, and satellites currently in operation are having to perform more frequent evasive maneuvers to prevent collisions.
Since I published a month ago, the FCC gave Amazon approval for 4,500 satellites. Another company called Logos got approval for 4,000. And that's just US. That's just like where the FCC has control. Globally, China filed for 200,000 satellites.
Each collision creates more debris, creating greater risk of even more collisions, which can quickly spiral into a runaway train scenario called Kessler syndrome. Some experimental efforts to reduce space junk have been explored, including using nets to catch out-of-control satellites. But this is most useful for larger debris that can be easily tracked, rather than the smaller, more dangerous stuff that can't. Elon Musk doesn't seem worried, though.
One of the things we'll be doing with SpaceX within a few years is launching solar-powered AI satellites.
Right.
People in need of internet in rural areas have long had to rely on satellites to get connected, but that could be changing with the rise of HAPS, high-altitude platform systems that use helium to float up into the stratosphere, where they're designed to stay in place over a given service area for up to a year, beaming internet directly to people's devices. Check out our special report from inside a HAPS hangar in New Mexico right here. Are you worried about space junk, or do you think the danger is overhyped? Let us know down in the comments and subscribe for more stories that make you say, what the future?